Hi guys, in this mini lesson I invite you to look at 5 common mistakes that English learners make. Number 1. Possessive pronouns with gerunds. It's incorrect to say I appreciate you doing it for me. What we must say is I appreciate your doing it for me. Don't say I was surprised at him asking me out. Instead of it, say I was surprised at his asking me out. And didn't mind me opening the window is not correct. And didn't mind my opening the window is what we should say. Frank couldn't excuse us leaving without saying goodbye to the host. This sentence is not correct. Frank couldn't excuse our leaving without saying goodbye to the host is correct. Let's see why. Gerunds are ing verbs used as nouns. They combine some characteristics of verbs and some characteristics of nouns, but in a sentence they are used as nouns. That's why they should be used with possessive pronouns. My, your, his, her, etc., and not object pronouns like I, you, he, etc. They are used with possessive pronouns just like other nouns. He liked her voice, or he liked her singing. Voice is a noun, singing is a gerund. Both work as objects in these sentences. We can even use adjectives to modify them, just the way we do with other nouns. He liked her beautiful voice. He liked her beautiful singing. That's why we don't say I appreciate you doing it for me. We say I appreciate your doing it for me. It was your action that I appreciated. I appreciated your what? I appreciated your doing it for me. I was surprised at him asking me to dinner is not correct because we should say I appreciate his asking me to dinner. I was surprised at what? At his invitation, at his inviting me to dinner. Mistake number 2. Nouns must also be used in possessive case when followed by a gerund. We don't say I hate Jane coming late to our classes. We say I hate Jane's coming late to our classes. They like their son being interested in mathematics. That's an incorrect sentence. What we should say is they like their sons being interested in mathematics. And I hope from mistake number 1 that we have already discussed, you know the answer to the question why. Mistake number 3 is using the possessive case with gerunds when the noun is not a living being. The possessive case must not be used when followed by the gerund if the noun is a lifeless thing. For example, there is no hope of the weather's getting any better. This is an incorrect sentence. What we must say is there is no hope for the weather getting any better. Weather is not a living being. It's a lifeless thing, so we cannot put it in the possessive case. Mistake number 4 is not using parallel structures into clauses of one sentence. Let's look at this example. At weekends, David enjoys reading, listening to his favorite podcasts, and to walk in the forest not far from his house. This is poor English. You see that the objects in this sentence are not parallel. What we must say is, at weekends, David enjoys reading, listening to his favorite podcasts, and walking in the forest not far from his house. Now it's a beautiful English sentence. Let's look at a different example. Smoking in public places and pay no attention to others. That's what really annoys me. The idea of the sentence is not clear at all because smoking and pay are not parallel. What we should say is smoking in public places and paying no attention to others, that's what really annoys me. To give is better than receive. To give and receive are not parallel because they are two different infinitives. To give is better than to receive. Now the structures in the sentence are parallel. To be friends means understanding and respecting each other's needs. That's another example of poor English. What we should say is to be friends means to understand and respect each other's needs. Mistake number 5 is dual possession. You do want to use the possessive case before a gerund with appropriate nouns or pronouns, but you don't want to overuse it. Let's see what I mean. Let's say there is a ficus lyrata and it belongs to Jane and Alice. We say it's Jane and Alice's ficus lyrata, and not it's Jane's and Alice's ficus lyrata. The second sentence is incorrect. Okay, that's when we have two names. And what if we don't have the name of the second owner? What if it's just a pronoun, like me? Let's say it's me and my friend Laura, and we have a travel blog. We say it's Laura's and my travel blog. The noun gets the apostrophe and s, which brings it to the possessive case, and the pronoun is already in the possessive form, my. It will be a mistake to add the apostrophe and s to the possessive pronoun. Laura's and my's is totally incorrect. Now let's combine it with a gerund. They don't mind Laura's and my working on our travel blog. I hope you'll never make one of those 5 mistakes. If you have any questions to me about gerunds or the possessive case or anything else connected to the English language, please leave your questions down below, subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next lesson.